Hello, Val Andy here, your host for the Insomnia File. Today we have two stories of cosmic insight. The first is from the acclaimed science fiction author and philosopher Arthur C. Clarke, about a mysterious celestial object, the work of an alien civilization. Proof that life not only existed outside our solar system, but it also scaled heights far beyond anything that man had achieved or could hope to for centuries to come. Albert Einstein was fond of saying that the human imagination is a preview of coming attractions, of future discoveries about our universe. The enigmatic object in Clarke's story, Rendezvous with Rama, is huge, weighing more than 10 trillion tons, hurtling through the solar system at near the speeds of light. A space probe confirms the unthinkable. Rama is no natural object. It is, incredibly, an interstellar spacecraft. Space explorers and planet-bound scientists alike prepare for mankind's first encounter with alien intelligence. It will kindle their dreams and fan their darkest fears. No one knows who the Ramans are or why they have arrived, and now the moment of rendezvous awaits. So the story unfolds. After an asteroid falls in northeastern Italy in 2077, creating a major disaster, the governments of Earth set up a space guard system as an early warning of arrivals from deep space. In the year 2131, the Rama, an alien starship, initially mistaken for an asteroid, is detected by astronomers while still outside the orbit of Jupiter. Its speed and the angle of its trajectory clearly indicate that it's not on a long orbit around the Sun, but is in fact an interstellar object. The astronomers' interest is further piqued when they realize that the asteroid has an extremely rapid rotation period of 4 minutes and is huge and exceptionally large. Clarke writes that it has taken more than 120 years to collect the first 1,000 asteroids since the discovery of Ceres, the largest of these teeny worlds, on the very first day of the 19th century. Only the 5 giants, including Ceres and Vesta, were more than 200 kilometers in diameter. Only the few that came far enough sunward to be a possible danger to Earth were the concern of SpaceGuard, and not one in 1,000 of these during the entire future history of our solar system would pass within 1,000,000 kilometers of Earth. But asteroid 31439, Rama, was not traveling on a normal path. It was a lonely wanderer among the stars, making its first and last visit to the solar system, moving so swiftly that the gravitational field of the Sun could never capture it. It would flash inward past the orbits of Jupiter, Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury, gaining speed as it did so until it rounded the Sun and headed out once again into the cosmos. It was at this point that the computers of planet Earth started flashing their "we have something interesting" sign, and for the first time, 31439 came to the attention of the human species. There was a brief flurry of excitement at Space Guard headquarters, and the interstellar vagabond was quickly dignified by a name instead of a mere number. Long ago, the astronomers had exhausted Greek and Roman mythology. Now they were working to the Hindu pantheon, and so 31439 was cherished Rama. The world soon forgot about Rama. The astronomers did not, writes Clarke. Their excitement grew as the new asteroid presented them with more and more enigmas. First of all, there was the problem of Rama's light curve. It didn't have one. All known asteroids, without exception, showed a slow variation in their brilliance, waxing and waning in a period of a few hours. But Rama showed no such changes. Either it was not spinning at all, or it was perfectly symmetrical. Both explanations seem highly unlikely. The sun reflected from Rama was not, after all, absolutely constant in its intensity. There were very small variations, hard to detect, but quite unmistakable and extremely regular. Like all the other asteroids, Rama was indeed spinning, but whereas the normal day for an asteroid was several hours, Rama's was only 4 minutes. Several months later, a space probe was launched from Phobos, the strange inner moon of Mars. The flight time was to be 7 weeks, and the instrument was switched to full power only 5 minutes before interception. Simultaneously, a cluster of camera pods was released to sail past Rama so that it could be photographed from all sides, all angles. The first images, from 10,000 kilometers distant, brought to a halt the activities of all mankind. On 1 billion earthly television screens there appeared a teeny, featureless cylinder, growing rapidly second by second. by the time it had doubled in size, no one could pretend any longer that Rama was a natural object. The images from the other cameras added nothing new, but the trajectories their pods traced through Rama's minute gravitational field gave one other vital piece of information: the mass of the cylinder. It was far too light to be a solid body. To nobody's great surprise, it was clear that Rama must be hollow. The long-hoped-for, long-feared encounter had come at last. Mankind was about to receive its first visitor from the stars. Rama was silent as a tomb, which some astronomers thought perhaps it was. There were no radio signals on any frequency, no vibrations that the seismographs could pick up, apart from micro-tremors undoubtedly caused by the sun's increasing heat. No electrical currents, no radioactivity. It was almost ominously quiet. In history, Clarke writes, could never take from the crew the privilege of being the first of all mankind to gaze upon the works of an alien civilization. Proof that life not only existed outside the solar system, but had also scaled heights far beyond anything that man had achieved or could hope to for centuries to come. That alien life could cross the interstellar gulfs. Rama had been cruising through the Milky Way for at least 200,000 years, and perhaps for more than 1 million. If such a thing had happened once, it must surely have happened many times in a galaxy of 100 billion suns, suggested Clarke. But at least we have answered one ancient question. We are not alone. The stars of the night sky will never be the same again. Clarke's visionary tale foreshadows our second story, the discovery in late 2017 by scientists at a Hawaiian observatory of an object soaring through our inner solar system, moving so quickly that it could only have come from another star. You would have thought it was 1938 again, following Orson Welles' famous radio broadcasts of the War of the Worlds, the way Twitter lit up in November of 2018, when the chairman of Harvard's astronomy department, theoretical physicist Avi Loeb, suggested that an alien spaceship was possibly on its way to Earth to study humankind. Following the discovery, Loeb, Harvard's top astronomer, took the scientific community on a controversial, mind-bending journey through the furthest reaches of science, space-time, and the human imagination, showing that the object, named after the Hawaiian word for messenger from afar, and perhaps similar to Clarke's Rama, was not an asteroid. Like Rama, it was moving too fast along a strange orbit and left no trail of gas or debris in its wake, and it had no detectable radio signals. There was only one conceivable explanation, according to Loeb. The object was a piece of advanced technology, a spaceship, a light sail, created by an alien civilization. Scientists detected the odd oblong-shaped mystery object on October 19, 2018, using the Pan-STARRS telescope, which is operated near the summit of Maui's Haleakala volcano by the Institute for Astronomy at the University of Hawaii. Astronomers said that the interstellar asteroid was like nothing they had ever seen before in the solar system. It was as much as 10 times as long as it was wide. The dim object was spotted as it traveled through the inner solar system at a distance of about 19 million miles from Earth. But an analysis of its trajectory suggests that it came from a place far beyond the solar system, somewhere in the distant constellation Lyra. Named for the Hawaiian word for messenger from afar, it's believed to be the first interstellar object observed passing through our solar system. Many tried listening to it to see if they could determine what it was. Was it a shard from an ancient asteroid, a weird comet, or was it something else, something akin to Arthur C. Clarke's Rama? Loeb believes that the existence of advanced extraterrestrial life is no more speculative than theories about dark energy or extra dimensions. He is the author of Extraterrestrial, the first sign of intelligent life beyond Earth, scheduled for publication in January of 2021. Avi is a former chair from 2011 to 2020 of the astronomy department at Harvard and the founding director of the Harvard's Black Hole Initiative. And earlier this year, in 2020, another Harvard astrophysicist revealed that an enormous something appears to have torn a hole in part of the Milky Way's halo. The dark substructure was found by the Gaia Spacecraft observations, a mission producing the most detailed 3D map of our galaxy, with Harvard astrophysicist Anna Bonaca noticing a perturbation, a deviation in a tidal stream. Bonaca is a leading authority on how the tidal field of the Milky Way galaxy disrupts globular clusters, and what the resulting debris can tell us about the underlying distribution of dark matter. A globular cluster is the oldest visible object in the universe, and it might be the first place in which intelligent life is identified in our galaxy, according to Rosanne DiStefano of the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics. Globular star clusters are extraordinary in almost every way. They're densely packed, holding 1 million stars in a ball only about 100 light years across on average. They're old, dating back almost to the birth of the Milky Way, and according to Stefano's research, they also could be an extraordinarily good place to look for spacefaring civilizations. Our Milky Way galaxy is surrounded by about 150 of these globular clusters, formed about 11.5 billion years ago, 2.3 billion after the Big Bang, and shortly before the rate of cosmic star formation reached its peak 10 billion years ago, a period known as cosmic high noon. To perturb her, as Bonica dubs it, is the enormous something. It's unknown. It's a dense bullet of something, she told the website Live Science. The whole is enormous. It's much more massive, she says, than a star, something like 1 million times the mass of the sun. So there are just no stars of that mass. We can rule that out, she says. And if it were a black hole, it would be a supermassive black hole, the kind we find at the center of our own galaxy. So the mystery endures. We risk missing unexpected discoveries if we always expect the future to resemble the past, says Avi Loeb. If we are not ready to find exceptional things, we will never discover them. Our own civilization is currently engaged in developing the light sail technology. The solar sail principle was already demonstrated by the Japanese Ikaros project and is being developed towards the goal of reaching high speeds by the Starshot project of the Breakthrough Prize Foundation. It's conceivable, says Loeb, that more advanced civilizations are using this technology routinely, and this resulted in the space debris that we know as the messenger from afar. Looking ahead, we should search for other interstellar objects in the sky, he says. Such a search would resemble Loeb's favorite activity with his daughters when they vacation on a beach, namely examining shells swept ashore. Not all shells are the same, he says, and similarly, only a fraction of the interstellar objects might be technological debris of an alien civilization. But Loeb emphasizes we should examine anything that enters our solar system from interstellar space in order to infer their true nature. Val Landy signing off. Please click on the subscribe button and visit me at dailygalaxy.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you.